Hi, good evening, children. So, today we are starting 6th standard IIT concept of physics, chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Physics. So, these are the topics that which we are going to study. I think I have already repeated, there is no need to read, we shall directly enter into the topic. See, the first topic is science. What is science? Actually, the science has been divided into two things. One is physical science and one more is natural science. So, what is physical science? The study of non-living things is called physics, and the study of living things is called natural science. So, this is physical science. Again, physical science has been divided into two streams. One is physics and one more is chemistry. So, what is physics? The study of matter and energy is called physics in general, and the chemistry is the study of composition and matter. So, again this natural science has been divided into, the study of the living things is called natural science. It has been divided into two things. One is botany and one more is zoology. So, what is botany? The study of plants is called botany, and the study of animals we call it as zoology. So, we are not going to discuss that topic. We are going to discuss this topic, that is physical science. So, from 6th class children, the physical science has been divided into two streams separately. One is physics and chemistry. We are going to teach both the things in detail. Okay. See the next topic, how the science have been developed. How the science is developed? So, it is developed with the help of careful observations. So, in order to do anything, first of all, we have to observe carefully. Careful observation has been taken by hundreds and thousands of scientists. See here, thousands of scientists, they have worked a lot. Okay, so with the help of them only, we are able to study physics and chemistry now. Right? Over the centuries, that helped the development of science. Around the centuries from 1600 or 1400, the science stream actually started, or maybe before that itself. Okay, so from that till now, the development has been gradually increasing in science. However, the scientific knowledge has become too vast that it is divided into two main classes. One is physical and natural science, that we have discussed that. The subdivisions are as shown in the chart, that which we have already discussed. The next topic is what physics is. Now actually we are entering into our physics topic. So what is physics? The word physics, children, it is taken from the Greek word physikos. Physikos, P-H-Y-S-I-K-O-S. Physikos is the Greek word. Okay, the meaning of physikos is nature. So, what is the meaning of physikos? The meaning is nature. Broadly speaking, physics is a branch of science. We all know that, which deals with the study of matter. Already we have discussed that, and energy. It study about the matter and energy. It gives the concept of matter and energy under various situations. There will be a lot of situations. We will discuss the different kinds of situations also even, right? We may call these situations as phenomena. So, what we call those situations, different kinds of situations, we call it as phenomena. So, physics can be defined as, see here you got the definition of physics. It can be defined as the study of phenomena. Phenomena means different kinds of situation which are taking place in matter and energy. In matter, there are a lot of phenomena that are taking place, and with the help of energy also lot of phenomena will be takes place. So the study of those phenomena we call it as physics. Right. Physics is usually studied under different sections. So we are not going to study the physics in one section. We are going to study it under different sections such as mechanics, heat, light, sound, electricity, magnetism, atomic physics, nuclear physics, thermodynamics. Likewise, we are going to get study further in detail. Right. Right, we have discussed about phenomenon, right? Now we shall see what phenomenon is actually. Children, see here, any event, whatever may be the event, which happens around us. Around us there will be a lot of events happening. A bike is moving, a bird is flying, an aeroplane is flying, a person is walking. These are all considered under all considered under phenomenon. Which happens around us is called phenomenon. So natural events will be, suppose a ball thrown up. If you throw something upwards, definitely it will come down. So we are not making that ball to come down forcefully. It itself, naturally it is coming down. That will be called as natural event. Okay. So stone sinking in water. If you drop a stone inside the water, it will sink. Okay, it will dip inside the water. Why it sinks? So you have to think all the situations that are happening around us, and we should observe that carefully, and we should try to ask the question why, how, why it is happening, how it is happening. So with these questions we are going to get lot of answers and lot of knowledge. So we shall try to find such kind of things, few things in our class. Next thing is we go for investigation, I mean phenomenon. I already told you there will be some phenomenon taking place in nature. Okay, what are those phenomenons? And see the first one. A stone sinks in water, but iron ship floats on it. See here, the ship which is made up of iron, it is floating on water, but a small stone, it will sink into the water. Why? So if you observe this phenomenon, we are going to get the questions like, why does it happen so? It is due to the difference in properties of stone and iron. This is one more question. Or it is due to the shape of the ship. See, likewise we are going to get the answers, get the questions. If we know the answer for this kind of questions, we will get the knowledge. So in order learning about this answers to this kind of questions, we are going to get many laws, many theories, many concepts. In this way the physics has been developed, children. See for one more. A rubber ball dropped from a height, some sort of height. If you drop a rubber ball, it keeps on bouncing for some time before coming to rest. Is it? If you drop a rubber ball, it will bounce. Again the second bounce will be little smaller compared to first bounce. Next third bounce, fourth bounce, like that. Why does the ball fall to the ground at some instant? Why does it bounce? Why does it bounce? Bounded? Its bounded decreases. We are going to get such kind of questions. Okay, at some instant, I mean the ball is in the air, why it is falling? That is the first question. After that, what is the second question? Why does it bounces? When once it falls, again it bounces back. Again it will fall down. Again it bounces back. So likewise we are going to get some questions. We take one more. A piece of wood easily catches fire, but the piece of iron does not. See here the beautiful thing, beautiful point. If we burn a wood, it will definitely burn. It will catch us fire easily. But if you place a piece of iron into the fire, it will not catch fire. Why? Why does the wood and not the iron catch fire? Is there any difference in nature of matter present in them? So this is the question that which we are going to get. Why the wood is burning? Why not the iron? Is there any different properties? Is there any other property in those things? That is the thing that which we have to think. With the thought, you are going to get the answers, right? So that is physics. Again, tiny bit of papers, tiny or tiny bit of papers are attracted by the plastic rubbed with a dry hair. If you rub a plastic comb with a dry hair and if you place small pieces of paper near the comb, it will get attracted, though if it won't touch. Whereas tiny bit of iron nails, after being rubbed with dry hair, it will not attract. Iron nails will not attract the comb, but the small papers will attract the comb. Why? Why does it develop this property? I mean paper. Can it attract tiny bit of any other substances which behave like plastic? So these are the questions that which we are going to get. Okay, in case of investigation. Next, so this is the thing, children. Next we go for one more phenomenal concept. Okay, carefully observe the phenomenon which takes place around you for a week. Okay, for about 1 week you try to observe carefully what is happening. Each and every incident you observe. Write down 4 such kind of phenomenon. Think of various questions about the observed phenomenon. You have to think of various, if you have observed one incident, one phenomenon, you have to think various questions about it. Let us have some examples and find the answers to those questions. So I have solved for about 4 questions. I got answers for 4 different questions, 4 different phenomenons. Now we shall try to answer, we shall try to know about it. Why does the sky appears blue? It's a beautiful question. Why? The sky appears blue because of scattering. This scattering, you are going to know what is scattering and that all in future, right? And Rayleigh, he was the first person who has given the idea of scattering. So that is why it is called as Rayleigh scattering. The atmosphere scatters blue light. Scatters means spreading away the light, we call it as scattering. Up to now, you think like that. In future, you are going to get the clarity. More than the other colors, making the sky look blue. So what does the atmosphere do? The light will have 7 different colors. You are going to know everything in future, right? There is no need to have our urgency, right? So that atmosphere will try to scatter, will try to spread the blue light, scatter the blue light. Up to now, you just think scatter as spread, right? After that, you are going to get everything. So next, second question. Why do ice cubes melt in drink? If you have some drink, if you place drink means liquid, whatever it may be, liquid or warm drink, ice melts because heat transfer is going to be takes place. Actually, remember children, heat always flows from hot body to cold body. The ice will be very cool, and if you drop the ice in water or any hot drink, so drink is hot, so heat will flow from hot drink to ice, so that it becomes melt, it melts. Which one? Ice. The ice absorbs the heat from the warm drink, causing the ice to melt as it warms up. Okay. The next one. Why do the magnets stick to the fridge? If you take the magnet near the fridge, it will try to stick, right? Why? Magnets stick due to magnetic force. There will be the magnetic force there. The magnets create the magnetic field that attracts the metal of fridge. Fridge will have some sort of metal, so that this magnets is going to be attracted. In future, we are going to discuss what is magnetic force, what is magnetic field, everything you are going to learn in future, right? Next thing is, why do we see lightning before thunder? Urumulu, merupulu antaru. First merupu chustam, aa tarvata sound, urumu. Sound we call it as urumu, and merupu means lightning. First we are going to get lightning, then we are going to get sound. Okay, from the sky. The light travels faster than sound. So this is the reason. The light will move very fastly. So that is why. when compared to sound. That's why lightning is seen almost instantly while thunder travels slower. So we hear it after we see lightning. After few seconds we are going to get sound. Okay, because it travels slowly. Next thing is how a scientist work. What is the next topic? How a scientist is going to be worked, right? To understand a phenomenon, a scientist so follows these steps. What are those steps? First, scientist will observe, then hypothesis, then experimentation, then go for conclusion. The first thing the scientist does is the study a phenomenon through careful observation. In order to do anything, first we have to observe carefully what is happening there. We have to observe very carefully, then only we can understand the concept. The first thing a scientist does is the study of phenomenon called careful observation. He then asks questions. I already told you. I mean the same thing which we have repeated in the past slide. Okay. Read books about it and references to understand it better. He makes an intelligent guess of that concept. Okay, that observation. He has observed something. After that observation, he reads some books. He will try to ask some questions. After all that understanding, he makes intelligent guess. After understanding, first you have to observe, then you have to understand the concept. After understanding, he will ask the intelligent guess. You will make the intelligent guess. That intelligent guess we call it as hypothesis. What is called that? Hypothesis. And designs experiments to test it. These experiments help him in cross-checking his conclusion. If the data matches his hypothesis, a conclusion is drawn. What is hypothesis? It is just an estimation. Maybe it happened like this. After observation, careful observation, okay, and asking questions, reading some books and getting information from different sources, he will have some intelligent guess. That intelligent guess we call it as what is known as hypothesis. Okay. These experiments help him cross-check his conclusion. If the data matches his hypothesis, a conclusion is drawn. He has hypothesis first, after that he will do experiments. If what he got the hypothesis, I mean in some thinking, he will get some information. After that he will do experiments. If both matches, the thinking and experimentation, then he will go for conclusion. Benefits of checking on any observed phenomenon. What are the benefits if you check an observed phenomenon? We will get first-hand information. One can cross-check with the observations. If deviation is detected, it helps in further understanding of science. One can cross-check the observation. What he has observed and what he has written is right or wrong. We can cross-check. It is a thrill experience to get first-hand information. Alright. So this is the thing. And the next one is note. See here, we are going to make some observation like that as we have studied in the past. We will take one example, that is observation of a lit candle. I mean lightning candle, the candle which is burning, right, switched on. From careful observation, we mean recording every possible detail. For example, if you see a lighted candle, then make the following observations. Okay, we can make the following observation. One is, what is the color of the flame, various parts of its flame, various parts. Okay, we will discuss one by one. Is the flame hot at the top or sideways? So this is one more question. Does it produce any smoke? I mean the candle flame is producing any sort of smoke. Why does the wick not burning the thread? Okay. Next, what is the size of the candle? Next, what is the color of the wax? Why does the molten wax flow down? You can get these kind of questions. We will try to answer few questions in that. See here. First one is color of the flame. So the flame has three colors: yellow part, orange part, and blue part. So this is the yellow part here. So outside you are going to observe the orange part at the end, last, and middle, in the middle you are going to get yellow part, and then here below that you are going to get what is known as blue part. So this is wick. The candle one we call it as wick. Okay, next one. Various parts of its flame. The flame has three parts, that is yellow part. So which part is hot? Hot and bright part is yellow part. Yellow part will be very hot and it will be bright. Orange part, that is outside, I mean beyond the yellow part. So that is little bit less hot. I mean blue part is there below that. It is the hottest part. So in candle we are having three parts: yellow, orange and blue part. Which part is the hottest part? Blue. After that yellow. After that orange. Orange will have less hot. Next, go for third question. Is the flame hot at the top or side? The top of the flame is hottest. The flame top, not in the, so the top will be hottest, not the sideways. Sideways are not hot, and the top will be the hottest part. Alright, this is the same question. There is no need to discuss. Does it produce any smoke? Yes, it produces a light grey smoke. I mean the candle will produce a very light, very low smoke, which is light grey smoke it is going to be produced, which is of grey in color, the smoke color. What is the size of the candle? What happens to size of the candle while burning? See, it gets shorter as it burns because the wax is going to be melts. Wax is going to be melts and it gets shorter. Melted wax will fall down, will come down. Why does the wick not burn? This is one more question. See, wick means this one, this stick, this candle thing. This is called as wick. The wick will not burn. Why? The melted wax cools the cotton wick, preventing it from burning. While it is burning, the wax is going to be melt. The melted wax which fall on the wick, it will cool down the wick, the cotton wick, it will cool down. I mean melted wax will cool down the wick and prevent it from burning up. Actually wick in the sense the thread which is present inside, we call it as wick, this one. Alright, what is the color of the wax? The wax is white in color. It melts into a clear liquid. Next, what is the size of the candle? It gets shorted. Already we have discussed that. It gets shorted as it burns. Alright. Why does the molten wax flow down? The wax is going to be molten and it is flowing down. Why? Because of gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. Earth will attract it towards it downwards. So that is why the molten flame is flowing down. Okay, right children. Next we go for the first hand information. See now, how to get a first hand information. The simplest way to get the first hand information is by using of our 5 sense organs. What are those 5 sense organs? See now, sight, eyes, using eyes. Next through smell. Next through taste, I mean mouth. Next through hearing, and next through touch. So sight, breathe, I mean smell, hearing 3, touch 4, and finally taste. So these are all called as 5 sense organs. So let us have some investigation games for you children. It will be very good. The first game one is develop the sense, that is eyes. So develop the sense. What does not eyes? See here, blindfold in the sense you just tie some cloth to your eyes, that is called blindfold. Let him taste the liquid like soda, sugar water, juice, milk, different kinds of liquids you take and guess that what it is without seeing. He has to just taste it, we should not see it, and you have to say which is, whether it is orange juice or soda or lemon soda, whatsoever. That is one of the game you can play at your home, right, with your neighbors. Next one, develop the sense of sight. Blindfold your friend, show him different pictures for 30 seconds and ask him to describe what it is. So, first show him, blindfold your friend, show him different pictures for 30 seconds. 30 seconds you show him one picture. In that you are having many different kinds of things and ask him to close the eyes and try to tell what are the things that is he has observed in that particular picture. For example, this is the picture. Here there are few glasses. There is a boy who is tying cloth. There is a girl and having some photos. So likewise he has to see the picture for about 30 seconds. After that he has to close the eyes and what he has observed, everything he has to say. That is game number 2. Game number 3, develop the sense of hearing by containing some different sounds, by making some different sounds without seeing. So through listening to that sound, he has to say what is the sound. If a person is speaking, who is speaking, like that. So likewise we can develop what is known as the sense organ, sense organs. Next thing is, what is the difference between hypothesis, theory and law? We shall discuss. Scientists try to understand and how the world works by following 3 important steps. So these are the 3 steps scientists will do in order to know something, in order to invent something. First thing is hypothesis. Hypothesis we already discussed, it is an intelligent guess. Intelligent guess based on observations. First point is observation. Observation is important. After that observation he has to have intelligent guess. That we call it as hypothesis. It's like making good guess of any concept. Next thing is theory. When hypothesis is tested with experiments and shown to be correct, he has some hypothesis, that is imagination, and it is tested with some experiment, and this imagination and the experiment should coincide. Okay, so that is theoretical and practical we say. Hypothesis thinking we call it as theoretical concept. Experimentation we call it as practical concept. Theory and practical should coincide, then that we call it as theory. Law. When the theory has been repeatedly tested and accepted by many scientists, it becomes law. Law is permanent one. Remember children, law never changes. Once the law has been written, till the universe is existed, the law will not change. Okay, so this is the concept. And next we go for, so with this we have finished this particular concept. Now we shall try to find, try to solve different kinds of questions now. Fill in the blanks. First one, the science which deals with the study of matter and energy, we call this as physics. This is the first bit. Answer for first bit, that is physics. The first step in the study of the phenomenon is called, we have studied for a long time, so many times we have covered this thing. So that is the second one, we call it as careful observation. The word physics is taken from the Greek word. What is that Greek word? Physicos. That is third one. We already discussed in the concept. Physicos means nature, we have studied. Dash is a systematic study of things, science. This is the fourth bit. Systematic study of science. And physical science is the study of dash things, non-living things. So this is the fifth one. Okay. If you have read the concept well, before answering these questions, you try to pause it and you try to do it yourself. Okay. Next we go for true or false. Physics is a branch of science which deals with living matter. No, it deals with non-living matter. So the answer is false. Our sense can be sharpened by training. Yes, we have to give different. That's why we have made different kinds of activities through our senses, right? So this is true. We cannot obtain the exact information by our senses. Okay, definitely we cannot get the information through our senses exactly. For that we have to do experimentation, something, etc. That is just observation. After that, in order to get experimentation, we have to go for hypothesis, theory, experimentation. We have to do all these things, right? A hypothesis is worked out by studying the reference material. Yes, through reference material we can go for, this is one of the thing. Reference material is also one of the thing. So that is the thing, true. A hypothesis supported by the careful designed experiments is called theory. Yes, it is true. Likewise, we can answer these questions. Now, correct the statement below. Here are the answer directly, and we shall try to see this. Alright, what is that? An intelligent guess made from phenomenon is called theory. Is it theory? No, it is hypothesis. Intelligent guess, through guess you are going to get hypothesis, after that theory, right? So the study of matter and energy is called biology, so it is wrong. The answer is physics. Once a theory is proved correct by number of experiments, it becomes hypothesis. No, once an hypothesis is proved correct, the number of experiments it becomes theory. Hypothesis will become theory, but theory will not become hypothesis. Our senses are not always reliable, thus for accuracy we need scientific theory. Not scientific theory, we need scientific tools. Tools are required, not always reliable, right? And next we go for few multiple choice questions here. We shall try to answer this. Discoveries in matter and energy are made by economics, physics, doctors, historians. No, it's actually physics. The first step in scientific method we have discussed for so many times, that is careful observation. Physical science is the study of non-living things, living things, both. No, discovery. No, it is study of non-living things. A theory supported by large number of experiments is called correct observation, hypothesis, law, discovery. A theory supported with large number of experiments, it is called law. After making large amount of experiments, the theory which supports, we call it as what is known as law. And next children, we have some study questions here. Also I have given some questions and answers. We shall try to answer those questions. First one, what is science? What are its two main classes? What is science? Science is the systematic study of natural world through observations and experiments. Through observations and experiments. Its two main classes are physical science and natural science. So we already discussed that. See now. Next, state one difference between physical science and natural science. Physical science study about the non-living things and natural science study about the living things. Okay. Example for physical science is physics and chemistry, and example for natural science is biology. I mean botany and zoology. What is physics? We already studied the same thing. So what is physics? It is the study of non-living things. Okay, or it is the study of non-living things or study of matter. Okay, we call it as physics. When does an hypothesis becomes theory? Hypothesis becomes theory when it is tested through experiments and repeatedly shown to be true. We have to do several experiments. With that experiments, all the experiments should show it is correct. Then it is said to be theory. Name the senses employed to study. We already discussed this. Okay, 5 sense organs, so you can read it easily. Differentiate between A, botany, zoology, chemistry. Okay, so what is botany, it is a branch of biology that deals with the study of plants. Zoology, branch of biology that deals with the study of animals. Chemistry and physics. Okay, chemistry means branch of physical science, deals with the study of substances and how they can be changed. Alright, and we already discussed physics. It is a branch of physical science which deals with the matter and we are going to do several experiments, right? And so with this we have completed our discussion. So thank you children. So we will meet in the next class, right? Bye.